Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we are going to be upcycling some furniture, aren't we?
We are, Tara. Welcome, Tara. And I'm Craig. For others who haven't tuned in before, we're excited to be back again.
We are.
So we're going to do some bedside tables today.
We are, and we're going to talk about our enamel range. And here we've got our 3 enamels, which we're going to give you guys some information on, and hopefully be able to help you do your own upcycling at home.
Yeah, any type of surface that you need a nice, hard, durable finish is when you need an enamel to get the long life out of it that everyone wants.
Yeah.
And the look and the finish that we all look for to really bring up to speed and modernise our different parts of our home.
So Craig, why don't you tell us about our oldest friend, which is our oil-based enamel.
Our oil-based enamel. It's almost been around, it's been around longer than myself. Oil-based enamel, basically, it smells. It is a high smelling product, but it's super smooth, super hard. And that's why tradesmen from back in the day still love using it, because a light sand over the old enamel stuff and they put the new enamel straight on in the oil base, and it comes up fantastic. But it takes 16 hours to fully dry, so they can only do 1 coat a day. So it doesn't help us in our daily lives, I suppose, when you want to do your front door and then you want to close it at night time. Half the time it's not even dry. So there's some negatives, there's some positives, still available. A lot of people still love it.
Yeah.
So it's still there.
Really good for children's toys and children's cots as well, because it's
Fully
got a really
safe.
hard finish.
Yeah, fully safe.
Yep.
So if they chew on that, they'll be okay.
That's right.
So Taz, would you like to tell everyone about the water-based enamel option?
Yep, so the water-based enamel, another good one in our range, bit newer technology, hasn't been around quite as long as the old oil-based. The best thing about this one is it's easy to use, so easy to clean up with water. It's got low odours, low VOC, asthma foundation approved, but one of the biggest positives is it doesn't yellow or discolour like our old oil-based friend over here.
Can stay white forever.
That's right. So if you go bright white, you can have that bright white consistent finish for years to come. And lastly, we've got our ultimate enamel. Now I know this is your favourite, Craig.
I love it.
And this one hasn't been around for too long. So what are the features of this one, mate?
So this is technology that our company PPG and Taubmans combined have created. So Ultimate Enamel is a standalone enamel. It's taken oil-based resins from our old oil-based friend down the bottom, and it's suspended them in a water-based membrane. Now I know that sounds very technical, and I'm usually very simple when I explain things, but that means we can get the enamel flow and finish and wash our brushes out in water.
Wow.
And that's fantastic. The drying time of this is 4 to 6 hours between coats. That's in normal temperature conditions. So if we have a colder climate we're painting in, could elongate that time. Same as if it's extra warm, it could shorten that a little bit. But generally 4 to 6 hours, and you can give it a sand and give it another coat of paint. But this gives us that beautiful smooth finish that we're all after, and allows us to wash up in water, which at the end of the day is better for the environment.
That's
right. We're trying to do that, and PPG and Taubmans are really trying to do that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're not here to talk about stuff all day, Tara. How about we crack in to what we're going to do today? And that's these bedside tables, because I believe you found a couple of lovely old bedside tables.
Yep.
And we're going to modernise them.
That's right. Let's give it a go.
Let's go. Follow us, Daniel.
All right.
Daniel's our cameraman, if you weren't aware.
So here we've got some bedside tables that we found, and we thought we were going to give them a bit of new life. What's on the surface at the moment, Craig?
So this is a stain and a varnish finish. So a lot of the furniture and so on back in the day was all painted with a stain and a varnish. That was the look that a lot of people liked. These days, more people are looking for that solid paint finish, that high gloss or satin finish, and a solid paint makes it look more modern.
Yep.
You know, with the homes today. So we're going to show you guys how to do it. It's really, really simple, and even the average Joe can get a fantastic finish and put some value into their furniture.
Yep.
Actually make them actually worth money.
That's right.
So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through step by step. So here we go. There's our initial finish. We're going to pass it over to Tara.
Beautiful. All right.
Zip around the back here.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a good clean, because first rule of painting, any preparation that you need to do is give it a really good clean down. Pay particular attention to around where any handles are or where anything has been handled, because there's a lot of greases and oils from our skin there, and it's really hard to get paint to stick to that. So here, just using a normal scourer, you can use some soapy water, and just give it a really, really good clean down and make sure that there's no contaminants left on the surface.
Clean and dry. Clean and dry is what we need on a surface. Now, with most first coats to things like this, Tara, they would recommend a sand. They would recommend to give them a good hard sand down so that the undercoats will adhere well. With our undercoat and our special friend 3-in-1, clean and dry is all we need.
Yep, that's right.
So it saves us a step. So Tara's just going to dry that off, because drying was the second part of the information that was important. We don't want to paint over a wet surface. That'll actually take a lot longer before the paint will dry. So we don't want that. So that's lovely, clean, dry, beautiful. No dust and dirt on that.
Nope, that's right. So get rid of those, they're all done.
Okay, and now we're ready to watch you put some 3-in-1 on there, Tara. We could call this 50-in-1.
That's right. It's our most versatile undercoat. We sell bucket loads of this because you can really use it for so many different products in and around the home.
As a painter, Tara, I was taught that you sand before any coat of paint you put on, because what sanding does is it open up the old painted surfaces so that the new paint can soak into the old paint. If you miss some spots, 3-in-1 covers you. Because it'll actually grip on without soaking in. It is the technology of this paint which amazes us, and I have used this that many times over my painting career. It's never failed. It's never failed. It is a magnificent product, 3-in-1.
So I'm cheating here. I'm using a roller to do the edges. You can use a brush if you want to. If you've got some more intricate surfaces or maybe some indents, you know, if it's a door or maybe more of a colonial finish, you might need to use a brush to get into some of those trickier surfaces. But I like to make things as easy as possible.
Time saver, Tara. It's a time saver. And undercoat doesn't have to be perfect.
Now, I'm not doing the backs of or the sides of the drawer either, because we're not really going to see those.
I'm going to take this now.
Oh, we're done with that? Okay,
so
cool.
As long as the paint's put on there evenly, we won't get any runs. If you had a section that was heavy and less paint here, and we stood it up like this in the drawer while it was wet, you might get a little bit of overlap. But even if you do get a run, that's what sanding's about. We can smooth that out.
That's right.
So we're putting this away here.
So for that one too, I should mention, I used a 12mm nap roller. So these are the Monarch mini rollers, which are really, really handy to use. They're a really nice size for all things furniture, all things projects, whether it's a kitchen door or things like that. We're going to use a different roller for the top coat as well.
Certainly
but 10 to 12mm nap is ideal for the 3-in-1 to go on.
So I'm now going to give Tara the next one, which is pre-3-in-1, left for a couple of hours to dry. And so Tara's going to go through the couple of steps that need to be done before we put our first coat of our top coat. So, Tara?
So here, ready to do some sanding. Now, Craig, I hate sanding, as you know. I talk about it every time that we do one of these, how much I hate it. But you don't have to sand this right back. You just need to take any rough bits off and give it a nice smooth finish. So we're not going to sit here for days sanding it. We're just going to lightly go over the surface.
And the sandpaper that Tara is using is the aluminium oxide sandpaper, the non-clog sandpaper. You'll find this in the sandpaper aisle in Bunnings in the undercoat or preparation area. 180 grade is the choice that most painters will use for sanding old coats of paint down. For sanding new coats, between coats, they use 180 grade. So keep that in mind next time you're getting your sandpaper. Can you wipe that surface with your hand? And I want to see how much dust's on there. So let's have a look. Look at that. Show the camera. So it's a fine powder. 3-in-1, boom. Now, we can't leave the dust on there, Tara.
No, we can't.
Because if we paint over that dust, the paint won't soak into the surface. So
that's right.
Yeah, so what do we do?
So good wipe down. You can use a slightly damp cloth if you want to. I'm just using a microfiber here. Just making sure that we just get rid of any dust that's on the surface there. So what we're trying to achieve here is a nice smooth finish. We want this to feel nice and smooth.
Oh, that's much smoother.
No little rough bits, no little dried bits of paint, no nicks or anything like that. Just ready to put that first coat on and get a nice smooth first coat. So that's all good. There's no dust coming off that now. And now we're ready for our first coat.
This is the fun part. And the paint part is the fun part, isn't it?
First coat of your favourite product, Craig.
Well, come on, Tara, show us how it's done.
So here I'm using another Monarch mini roller. I'm using a 5mm nap. So that's basically the length of the nap that's on here. So just a thin one. We don't want a nap that's too thick for this particular product because it will give you quite a stipple.
Yeah.
And we don't want a texture out of this product. We want a really nice, smooth, even finish. So just over the nicely sanded and clean 3-in-1.
How's that flowing off the roller? How does that feel? Let's try and give everyone a bit of an understanding.
Really easy, really easy to use. And the reason why I'm using a roller is just to show you how easy these jobs can be. A lot of customers, when they come in, the first thing they do is ask for a brush, but we try and use a roller wherever we can because we get a nice, even, smooth finish. And it helps the product sort of self-level a little bit better as well.
Well, this is the advantage with the Ultimate Enamel, Tara, over the normal standard water-based enamels, that they're touch dry in 30 minutes. There's not much time for it to self-level. But even using a roller with Ultimate, it's 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
So it's time for the paint to self-level and give you that lovely smooth finish that we all want.
Yep.
This product does it automatically. You don't have to have any special techniques. You don't have to pour heaps of paint on. That looks fantastic. So I'm going to come around.
I haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, mate. So just one last little tip. You've seen in some of our videos before, but after you've applied the product onto the surface, you want to make sure that you lay it off. And just to eliminate any little V's or W's or bits where there's just a little bit more paint, you can see here from where I've done the edges, we do have a little bit of extra paint around the outside from where I've done these sides. So I'm just going to grab the roller. I'm not applying any pressure. I'm not putting any product on or taking any off, and I'm just going to run over this in nice straight lines. And that's just going to help us get that really nice, smooth mirror finish at the end.
And that is really fine. Like that stipple there is fine. And in 4 to 6 hours, that will actually ping out. That's the professional term. It'll ping out and it will give us that smooth finish that we're wanting.
That's right.
I love the smooth finishes. All right, can I come in and take that one?
You can take that one now, mate. So there you go. There's one coat. So far, over our stain and varnish, we've done a coat of 3-in-1. We've done one coat of our Ultimate Enamel in gloss. And now we're going to show you the process to finish the job off.
So we did this one earlier too. So this is one coat dried over the 3-in-1. So Tara, what's our first step?
So first step here is to give it a light sand. So it's come up pretty good. There are just a couple of little marks there from the roller and a couple of little bits that have dried a little bit hard. So again, we're just going to give it a really light sand and we just want to make it really smooth. We're not trying to take too much paint off. Here we're just trying to achieve a really nice smooth finish.
It's an even easier sand. It's like little nibs of dirt or that might have fallen into that coat of paint while it was drying. You knock those off. And so you've got the best chance of getting a super smooth finish with the Ultimate Enamel with the second coat.
Just wipe that off again. Slightly damp rag. Make sure it's nice and clean. No contaminants.
If you do these steps, everyone, you won't have a problem. Everyone that I know that's used this product absolutely loves it and keeps coming back to get more. You can use it inside and outside, windows, doors, whatever you need. You get that lovely modern looking finish, but super smooth water wash up.
Yep.
I'll keep on saying it because, I mean, it is a product that everyone, if they haven't used, if you've used the standard water-based enamels or you've used the oil-based one, give the Ultimate a try. You will not regret it.
Let's finish off those edges nicely.
And how does it feel going on a second coat over one coat that was already done, Tara? How does that feel different?
Yeah, look, it's just so easy to use, mate. We just really make these for DIY painters. Really user-friendly, no fuss.
It kind of slips on, doesn't it?
That's right. So this time, I'm just looking at it here and I'm just thinking that maybe there's just a little bit of stipple from the roller head. And I just want to show you guys a way that you can eliminate that. Now, this is what you would have done as a professional painter, Craig, when you're finishing a door or a hard-wearing surface using any sort of enamel. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You might like the slight stipple that the roller gives you, but if you just want to eliminate those little roller bumps that you've got there, you can just get the tips of the brush and you can just go down in nice straight lines just to get a nice, even, consistent finish.
Light tip off, just to get that ping, just to get rid of that finer stipple. Ultimate, and I've done rolling with Ultimate with the short nap rollers, it's almost perfect. That little tip off, that's a tradesman trick or a tradesman tip to get that lovely, pure mirror finish, as we call it.
Really good for when you're doing, doors, larger scale doors.
Absolutely.
Things like
that. Absolutely.
Chuck that one in there, mate.
All right. So, as everyone can see, these drawers don't have any handles. They've disappeared. They haven't disappeared. Tara's taken them off before, and we're going to do a lovely little individual coating on them, aren't we, Tara?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to leave you with the knobs from the drawers, and we're going to see what you do with that, and I'm going to come back after. I've got something I just want to do off to the side.
No worries.
I'll be around that. All right, thanks everyone.
All right, so here we've got our White Knight squirts. So really versatile aerosol pack that we sell exclusive to Bunnings. This is a paint and prime product. So you can use it on a really large variety of surfaces in and around the home, small projects and things like that. It's touch dry in 10 minutes, recoat in an hour, and roughly you'll get about 3.5 square metres for a can. So you want to make sure that you do 2 coats though. Just over here what I've done is I've created myself a little spray booth. And the reason for it is it could be that you're spraying on a windy day, or maybe you're even spraying something in the garage because it's a bit cold outside. What this will do is this will just help you eliminate spraying anything that you don't want to spray, but it will also help contain the fumes in here as well, particularly if you are spraying inside or in a poor ventilated area. Now, also got to mention these are CFC free, so there's no toxic chemicals in these ones. They're nice and user friendly that pretty much anyone can use. So just here, all I've done again is I've just cleaned these down with some warm soapy water just to eliminate any of those greases. What you want to do to start with is you want to give the spray can a really good shake for about a minute. That's a long time, isn't it? Just to make sure that all the paint in there is nicely combined. These spray nozzles, we make these really, really user-friendly for DIY users. What we want to do is give it a nice wide spray so that you can cover as much as your project as possible. And all I'm going to do here is just continually keep the spray can moving as much as I can. We don't want to put it on too heavy because we will get drips. It's a lot thinner than the enamels and the 3-in-1 that we were using. I've created myself here a little lazy Susan so that we can spin it around and we can get both sides of the handles. And just moving it, and you can see as I get to each end, I'm depressing the nozzle. So I'm not continuing to spray all the way along.
Oh, they look awesome.
Yeah, pretty good.
Little golden nuggets, aren't they?
Yeah, so a bit of a time saver and a cost saver as well. Rather than going out and buying new handles for the project, you can easily create your own. This comes in a large range of colours and sheen levels as well. So you can pick anything that you like, depending on what colour scheme you're doing.
Exclusive, like
That's
Bunnings
right.
is one of my favourite places to go and hang out. Like Squirts, there's such a massive array of colours. Your creativity is only the limitation you've got. So get in there and check them out. Great value for money, really are.
So a lot of people think that these are a one-time use product, but they're actually not. If you clear the nozzle properly after each use, you can use these until you've basically finished the can. So just a quick tip on how to clear the nozzle so that you can then use it again. Tip the spray can upside down and just spray until the product runs clear. And that's it. You've basically gotten all the paint out of the nozzle, the air's run clear through it. This won't dry up and you'll be able to use it next time and for many other projects to come as well.
Great tip that, Tara, when it comes to the Squirts and all spray cans really. Turn them upside down, give them a spray out till the product is clear, and then you can reuse them later. You haven't wasted all that paint. So let's come over here, Tara.
So let's look at the finished product.
Ta-da!
So here what we've done is we've got our old stain and varnish bedside tables. We've given it a coat of 3-in-1. We've given it 2 coats of ultimate enamel over the top, and we've given 2 coats of Squirts on our handles over here. Now, something I should mention, Craig, that I didn't before was the colours and the sheen levels that we used. So here we used the gloss ultimate enamel for both. The darker grey is Taubmans Diesel Engine, and the lighter grey is Taubmans Salinger. Both can be found on the colour walls.
They look fantastic. It looks fantastic and modern. It's a great design. So we've been able to show the guys out there today, really simply, from go to woe, how wow your bedside tables can look and other items around the home. You can turn them into that modern finish that we all actually want. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I should mention too that everything that we've done here today, you can recreate, whether it's your doors, whether it's your trims, kitchen cupboards, furniture, toys, anything that's that hard wearing surface, the same principles apply when it comes to the preparation, the top coats, all the methods and techniques that we showed you guys today.
Yeah, just have a look around your home and see what you want to modernise, and this particular products can do it really easily. So look, I want to say thanks, Tara, because today, you know how much I love using enamels, as much as yourself. You can take things like this worth nothing, turn them into something that, look, a pair of these cost you at least $300.
That's right.
You know, so you've actually saved a lot of money doing a simple job like this. So we want to keep on bringing these tips and tricks to all you guys out there over the next few months. We've got some exciting ones coming up, haven't we?
We do.
And we look forward to doing it. Some of them will be out in the world doing different jobs. So we look forward to that. Again, we will see you soon.
3 in 1.
Ultimate Enamel, job's
Job
done.
done.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.